I fell out of my seat when I first learned that shit. I was screaming.
When you need me.
I was like, what? Because I actually, when I first learned about it, I had to like watch it over again because I didn't understand. I was like, what are you telling me? And then I watched it over again, and I was like, bitch, what the fuck did you just tell me? And then I watched it again, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, there's like reasonable theory to say that time is, well, there are some scientists that believe that our universe is 3 dimensions with a projected fourth. So it's like
and seducing all those unfortunate
our universe has the 3 dimensions, or 3 main dimensions of X, Y, Z, and then those 3 directions, or those 3 dimensions, project a holographic fourth one, which would be time.
As their life is drained away.
So it's like, it's not real, but it is real, so to speak.
To say.
Quantum speak, man.
How the song ends, they will never know.
One of the
I
other
mean,
crazy
yeah,
things
literally
I
at the
learned
quantum level, anything that we've grounded in our reality, like,
For
is
this
just out the
makes
window.
no sense.
So, yeah.
Oh my god,
And,
yeah.
and that in itself makes sense because you can't think of the quantum realm the same as we think
I mean,
our reality.
it's I mean, you're literally digging into the ones and zeros of our universe at that point. Like, if you think of our universe as like a computer, or like, you know, as a program, like, you're
I'm a
looking at the ones
computer.
and imagine being like a video game character and you're looking into the ones and zeros of your world. You would not understand what the fuck you're looking at. You're like, what? I'm just a bunch of ones and zeros?
Let's not get into Star Ocean till the end of time, please. That still bothers the fuck out of me.
Simulation.
One of the things that really blew my mind when I first learned it was like when I learned about what's it called, wave entanglement, and then I learned that when you look, well, actually just simply being alive does this, but like being like looking up into the sky and observing starlight, you are literally, quite literally, your observation of these particles is, so like, I don't know, let's say a star shot out 2 entangled pairs, and one went off into a random direction in space and the other one went towards you and landed in your eye socket. By being observed by you, it detangles the other particle wherever it is in the universe. It doesn't even matter. It could be on the other side of the fucking, like, all the way on the other side of the universe, and it'll instantly detangle.
Interesting.
Which is just, what? It doesn't matter the distance. Like, wave entanglement, whatever it is, it seems to defy, like, the set properties of the universe, where like nothing can travel faster than the speed of light in a void. Like, it completely ignores that. It doesn't matter where the other particle pair is. Like, it'll instantly decouple as if it's like right there and like in front of you. It's pretty incredible, no matter the distance. It's like it's like the information quantum tunnels. It's the most bizarre thing.
You ever heard of solipsism?
I have heard the word. I don't know what it is though.
It's like, so if you're like a scientist, basically, you're trying to like test the world around you. It's kind of like any test you do, you're using your body to conduct those tests. It's like, how do you know that your body itself is real, sort of a thing? So it's like, it's almost like you're defining something using the word itself. Does that make sense? Like, you're trying to prove something using the thing that you're trying to prove, or what? Like, does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I get what you. I think I get what you're trying to say.
So it's like how do you know
like
that
the data that you collect is like limited by the fact that the
who are the data that you are collecting, basically?
Right.
Like,
yeah, like you're a part of the system itself, and so it's like you can only know so much about the system because you are also a part of said system.
It's basically like an ideology for narcissists, because it's like, okay, I literally can't prove anything else exists besides myself? And can you even prove that? So it's like kind of like a very self-centered thing. Yeah,
I mean, when you start to like dive into like things, I hate talking about this kind of shit. I do like talking about it, but I don't like talking about it because it's like it makes my brain hurt. But like, if you actually sit back and if you question and say, what when I say that, oh, this is reality, what does that actually mean? What are you really saying? Because can reality even be proven? Because when you look into the ones and zeros, it looks like reality is just an illusion. Granted, my answer to those questions is that it's a moot point, because even if that is true, if I slap the fuck out of you, even if that's an illusion, you're gonna feel it like it's real. And so it doesn't actually matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you experience the illusion as if it's real, therefore it is real to you.
like a solipsistic point of view, then it's like, okay, if you
actually,
slapped
yes.
if you slapped me, but then it's like, how do you prove that I actually felt anything, you know?
Right. I can't. Because I don't know, I can't, I'm not you, so I can't know. I would know, right?
Just taking my word for it.
The only thing I would have to tell, I was gonna say, the only thing that I would have to tell that I hit you at all is the sensation I personally feel from making contact.
I can tell you one thing for sure. I'm hitting the fuck out of this Aurora Summon again. It's like, please stop hitting me. Do I exist?
I totally had a moment where, like, I killed... What did I kill? I killed, like, a Malzeno or something, and then when it did its final thralls of death, and it fell over and died and stopped moving, I was just kind of like... I had a whole, like, reflective moment where I was like, why is life like this? Like, why did we die? Like, why is this okay? Why do we live in a universe where this is the thing? Out of any...
just thrashed to death.
Out of any universal model that could have been possible, we live in the one where we die. Like, living things die. But then, change is important, right? Change brings dynamic. Life would die if it stagnated. If nothing ever changed, then things would die. So it's like, change brings a lot of good things.
It is so weird, you like that we're mentioned. One of the philosophies of, you remember how we were talking about Monster Hunter religion in Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
One of their base beliefs were, or stories at least, was at the beginning they lived in a pure white realm where every living thing, you know, like humans and dragons even, but time there didn't exist, and so there was no end.
And they called it the beta.
Just shut the fuck. Ones and zeros. Ones and zeros. Oh God.
What does it mean?
It's so interesting how when we get on a topic that it resonates with even what we're doing currently.
I mean, does it ever catch you as strange? Like, think about this for a minute. You live in a universe where... So, if any fundamental properties... I'm sure you've heard this before. If any of the fundamental properties of the universe were changed even minutely, it would destroy the entire universe. None of anything that we see before us would have been possible. But you live in a universe that is just finely tuned perfectly for everything that's in it to be possible, including the stars. And without the stars, there would be no life, or there would be no planets. And without the planets, there would be no life. And it's just like, we live in a universe where it is possible that the universe created creatures that are alive, that have become conscious of their own existence and are able to create their own mirrored image in video games and things like that of a different universe. Like, how fucking bizarre is that? A universe that created another simulated universe. Like, what the fuck? That's the kind of universe we live in. Like, what? Like, what? That's pretty fucking wild.
It's into religion and destination and intelligent design sort of stuff, stuff like that, where it's even Earth if like we didn't have the moon, if we were any closer or further away from the sun, if we didn't have the right composition of the Earth, like
I mean, everything.
so
Everything.
many things where it's just like, okay, maybe something is going on here. I don't know.
I mean, you know, one of my arguments against when people say things like, when they show you those maps of space and then they show, oh, you're on this little speck of dust, so you're not important. Like there's always like that thing that tries to make you feel and or remind you that you're not special or that important. My counter to that always is that even if there is multiple parts of the universe with life on them, I guarantee you that there's no other you in the entire universe. Like, there's no other, like, the life on our planet is completely unique to this planet, and how it evolved and how it turned out and like the direction that it took, and everything is unique to this planet. Like, and so there could be life on millions of other planets. It doesn't really matter because there's no other Earth. This is the only Earth that sits where it does in the solar system that it does with the you that's on it. Like, so it doesn't really matter that there could be other planets with life. You're still unique and you're still special. It's really weird. It's very relative, right? So like, if you think about how large the universe is, it doesn't really matter because that size difference is the same as your being from the distance or the size of fucking atom in the floor. Like, the size is relative. Like, it's completely relative. So it's like, it doesn't neutralize the fact that you're still unique. It's still true. It's like two things can be true at once. It's kind of weird.
Been watching this show called Raid.
Dead space. Go ahead, sorry.
How did you get on this? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's fascinating. Like, we don't have these conversations all the time, so it's
No,
refreshing.
they're very rare. I mean,
Yeah.
it's true.
I just
like
like to tie it into like almost like I always try to tie it into like is okay. We're talking about this. Is there anything that like that we're doing currently in our lives that like relates to this? Because I'm always fascinated about the thing like coincidence. Like, it's funny that you're talking about this because this just recently happened, kind of thing. Oh fuck!
you know what's kind of weird?
Off thing. This SomeoneCallPETA is beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful?
B,
Also annoying. I actually
she's
struggled
very
quite a bit
small.
with that thing. I struggled with her quite a bit, actually. It's quite tricky.
If you don't have like some sort of poise, I can see why she's like annoying.
It's weird because, like, I've been thinking a lot about my mortality because I've lost a lot of people that I love, and like, the idea of death is scary to me. Not because I died. That's not what's scary. Because I couldn't imagine being on this world forever. This planet is exhausting. But like, it's the idea. I think that what scares me about death, the idea that my consciousness just vanishes into nothingness. That's what terrifies me. That's what's scary. Not necessarily that my body dies. And like,
It's hard to accept that if that is a real. Yeah, I understand that.
yeah. But
Like, and so you want to fight against that. Like, that can't be
Right.
the case.
But like, if it's true that consciousness is a quantum process, and that when you die, your consciousness returns to that pool of energy that it derived from, something about that is calming to me, and like, something about that is like, I don't know, like, there's something about that that feels good to me and makes death not seem so scary, even if I'm not necessarily consciously aware that that's happening. Just to know that my consciousness doesn't just get fucking deleted into oblivion, and that it does go somewhere, even if I'll never be conscious of it ever again. But the data that is me, the information and data that is me, that I have collected over the span of my lifetime, goes somewhere in a save drive somewhere. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That makes me less scared of death, which is strange.
I think all my life experience could fit on a floppy disk of 8 megabytes.
One of those old colored floppy disks, maybe one of the gray ones.
You won't do.
God tries to boot up your consciousness is like air file corruption.
Yeah, you know that little like slider was open. He's like, "Oh God damn it!
She's like, damn.
Who left this exposed?"
He's like, damn it all. I just lost some good fucking data. But I don't know. It doesn't scare me as much. It's just like people always go, oh, what, you know, you say like, oh, what do you think death is like? And they'll be like, were you conscious of before you were born? And then usually the answer is no, and they'll be like, that's what I imagine death to be like. But that's a dumb thing to say to me, because every human for the first couple of years of your life, you're alive, but you have no conscious awareness of the fact that you're alive. No one remembers when they were a fucking infant, but you were most certainly alive, but you have zero consciousness of that. So it's like, or conscious awareness of that. So it's like, I don't know if it's good. That's a good equation, because everyone spent their first couple of years not being aware that they were alive, but they were most certainly alive.
A lot of people.
Isn't there like cases where some people actually do have like memory of those early years?
There are some people that might have like fragmented memories of like, I don't know, when they were like 1 year old or something. I have a memory from my earliest memory was when I was I was 2 years old. It's a completely random memory of like being at my parents' wedding, and I remember the way the dance floor looked. I remember staring at the dance floor, and I remember how it looked. I just have the imagery of the pattern, and then like if you watch their wedding tapes, you can see me on the dance floor staring at the floor, which is
The call deep to your primordial soul. I must dance.
I am waiting. Hold on, let me look. I'm waiting for the 4:30 departure to New Haven.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay.
Much as I'm enjoying this conversation, I gotta
What'd you say?
go take care of some yard work and get ready for tomorrow. But convo.
What's tomorrow?
We're doing a session, a D&D session.
Fuck you guys. For never inviting
What time is that?
I'm not sure yet.
There's
You
a
can join us on our
video on
next.
YouTube of these guys. There's a video on YouTube of these guys that have been doing a continuous game of D&D for like 38 years.
Oh,
That's
at the rate like I said, this was gonna be a one shot, and at the rate that I'm coming up with new stuff, maybe that'll be me.
It's funny.
Like, how does that even happen? How does that happen?
We'll end up
How?
in space.
How do you make a game that long? Can you do that? Can you like go into space?
You can do whatever you want.
There's a new thing. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Wait, in D&D, is there like spatial time magic?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm assuming it's like broken magic.
It's like
I won't know. I don't know enough about
the
it.
spell you can do called.
Bro.
Never mind. I'm not saying
Have you-
it.
Give them ideas.
But yeah, I have like a whole next campaign already planned out and everything. Javi, I mean, I think it would be cool if, and Dan too.
I have a whole character.
Yeah,
He does.
Dan, if you,
Yeah, I drew him out and everything. I have like 3 drawings of him. I'm actually working on a 4th.
yeah.
He's a half orc, half
Everything all
human ice paragenzi. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I said that right. It's just like when I said para, I was thinking of Monster Hunter and paralysis. So I was like, wait, what? He can do paralysis and ice? Bitch, that's an idea for a monster.
Paralysis and ice. It's rude.
Like a monster that fucking like has like paralysis venom or neurotoxins in its ice. It like that would be pretty wild.
Counting on you. I've been expecting you.
The next campaign I
Yeah, that'd be pretty wild.
have all planned out. It's like it's fantasy, but I'm trying to like include as much like science fiction in it as I can. So I don't know, but yeah, that's for future consideration. But we'll talk to you guys later.
Yep. You
All
have
right.
a good evening, bud.
Peace, dude.
Peace.
I'm so tired. I was supposed to be in a hotel playing Monster Hunter by now.
Let us fight for the princess.
You get there, bud.
There was
Just
this.
try not.
I'm
This
not-
big thing is try not to like get too frazzled, or else your experience of the
There
whole
was the-
thing is going to be bad.
Gotta stay
There was
positive.
on the bus right here. There was this like beefy. I don't know if he was Polynesian, if he was Asian. He was brown skinned. He was thick and muscular guy that was just so hot, and I'm pretty sure he thought I was hot too. I was getting some weird
Now look
vibes,
at him, and he
but I
looks
was
at
too
me.
scared. Yeah, and I look at him, and he looked at me.
Every time it switches, it's like your clothes start just disappearing.